I'm talking to Barbara French and Peter Bromley. They're both from AMS. Lovely to see you both.
Hello.
People say there's a lot of businesses starting up right now. It's the busiest time. Are you finding that?
We are. Our business is growing on the back of small companies and small self-employed businesses. Another side of our business is freelance contractors, which was traditionally where we worked. And then there were some big changes in 2007. So we started to serve small businesses in the Swindon area.
It's one of the things that comes up time and time again, isn't it? That legislation changes, circumstances change, and keeping ahead of that. So Peter, what are the kind of questions that startups and small growing businesses will come to you for?
Well, the most basic questions are, should I be a sole trader? Should I be a limited company? Should I be a partnership, bring my wife in? And then tax is a big issue. How do I save tax? Should I pay myself dividends? What about salary? How do I avoid national insurance? Basics. Well, the basic stuff is that, and then you go into the particular business they've got, and issues like VAT, or if there's any maybe grants you can go for, come into play then. But I would say, business structure is a big thing. This is the most basic thing.
Now, one of the things that we've been talking about to a lot of people is how Swindon is a bit of a barometer for the rest of the country. How do you see business in Swindon at the moment?
I think it's quite vibrant, actually. I've spoken to a few people here today who've had fantastic new ideas that they want to set up businesses with, It's quite exciting. Well, we're finding it very exciting, and accountancy is not exciting, but, that side of it is. Yes.
What are some of the things that, when people get all wrapped up in the excitement of starting up a new business, that they maybe neglect, and you point them in the right direction?
Well, I deal with the marketing side, and we publicise answers to questions that we get asked, like, should I run the business, should I run a limited company through my personal bank account? So that's an O, but people make terrible mistakes quite innocently, and it's keeping an eye on that, really. I would say just looking after them, getting involved.
And again, you've got, as businesses grow, I suppose one of the challenges for you is to keep an eye on those businesses. And I'll come back to you, Peter, on this one,
yes.
Because it's interesting when you look at businesses as they grow, how do they cope with the changing circumstances they find themselves in?
Well, it varies, I suppose, but hopefully you stay in touch with them, they stay in touch with you. And, if they have a sudden upsurge in business, it might mean, they ought to be VAT registered, or they ought to be watching that. If they have a sudden downturn, maybe you need to get involved and look at ways of saving costs, or just general. Sometimes it's like common sense. You have chats with them and talk through the issues and try and see what helps. Sometimes just, I would say, experience of being in business yourself is more useful than pure accountancy knowledge.
I mean, obviously the big thing is that you're the experts, and I guess it's trying to stop people trying to become a bit of a DIY accountant.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, we act for small businesses, and so you do. Bookkeeping is quite an issue for us. We try and train our clients to keep proper records. We have bookkeeping templates, or we try and get them onto certain software.
So you don't want them turning up with a box full of pieces of paper and saying, sort it out for me?
We don't. We still get it, but we don't. And, it's more expensive if they do, but we take on, well, like any accountant really, you take them as they come. You try and train them, but basically your job is to look after them. And if it takes all sorts. Some of us are organised, some of us aren't, but we all need to do the tax returns, the accounts. We need to run a business as best we can.
Exactly. Well, I'm sure that a lot of people coming to the show here today are finding your information really, really helpful. So thank you very much indeed for joining us, and all the best with AMS Accounting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.